It's time for another frivolous speculation about what games Sony will be releasing with the PS Essential and Extra subscriptions in September. Let's start by looking at what we've been given away in September in previous years. In 2023, Black Desert Traveler Edition, Generation Zero, and Saints Row. In 2022, Granblue Fantasy vs. Need for Speed Heat and Tome. In 2021, Overcooked, All You Can Eat, Predator Hunting Grounds, and Hitman 2. Looking at these games, I suddenly realized that we haven't been given racing in a very long time. It would be logical to assume that they would be Need for Speed Unbound, which recently left Extra. Though as far as I'm concerned, it would be better to give out something better, albeit older. For example, Need for Speed 2015. In my opinion, they are more drivable, and there is no stupid currency farming like in Unbound, or endless chasing with cops like in Heat. We can also assume that Hitman World of Assassination will be handed out, which includes 3 parts of the reboot of the series of games about Bald Assassin, who travels around the world and eliminates targets. I'd prefer to call it Hitman 3 because this is the part that hasn't been released on PSplus yet, but it doesn't exist as a separate game. Now let's look at the games that will be released on the same day that PSplus games become available for download. For Essential, that's the 3rd of September, and Harry Potter Quidditch Champions is being released on that day. The game is 100% going to be included in the Essential giveaway, as this has been announced by Sony. Quidditch Champions is a sports simulator where the player creates their own hero by choosing their appearance. You then have to choose one of 4 different positions: hunter, catcher, and goalkeeper, and go into multiplayer competitions with other players. Or you can play solo or co-op with up to 3 people in career mode. Also, on this day, the interactive film The Casting of Frank Stone by Supermassive Games, based on Dead by Daylight universe, will be released. The game takes place in the summer of 1980 in the fictional town of Cedar Hills, when 4 friends decide to make a horror film in a steel mill, which was once the scene of the brutal murders of Frank Stone. Players will have to solve puzzles, develop relationships between characters, and make fateful choices that will change the reality around them and open new paths. Now let's see what games were released a year and a half ago, because these are the games that can get into the distribution according to the documents that were stolen by hackers. Among such projects is Wukong Fallen Dynasty. This is a hardcore action RPG from the developers of Nioh, based on Chinese mythology. Unlike Nioh, the combat system here is focused on parrying, which can cause even more pain and suffering for people who are used to rolling. Rolls are here too, but only parrying can cause a lot of damage to the bosses. Without it, it is theoretically possible to defeat bosses in the game, but it will take a lot of time, especially in the later locations where they have a lot of health. Next project, Resident Evil 4 Remake. The probability of giving away the game is not very high, but since it got on the Criterion, why not? Play it for Leon Kennedy, who went to a Spanish village to save the daughter of the US President Ashley Graham, kidnapped by a mysterious cult. All graphical and physical components of the game were very much reworked, and the story and locations have been reworked to remain recognizable to fans of the original game. Also, The Last of Us Part 1 was released on PC a year and a half ago, and it will be 2 years since the release on PS5. So it's already realistic to give it away in a subscription, at least in deluxe. Not everyone liked the redesigned appearance of Ellie and some other characters, and to be honest, I didn't like it right away either, but I got used to it after a while. In any case, the game is awesome, and thanks to this re-release, it's also visually much better, and the physics in it became more modern. Write in the comments what game you would like to be distributed, and to know which games will be officially added to Essential in September, as well as games that will be added to and removed from the extra catalog, please like the video, press the bell, and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss my new videos.